The tail of the tape in the main event for the middleweight world title.
The weight is highlighted because it's the only thing on this list that is similar. Record, Melvin Manhoef, so much more experienced. Age, Melvin Manhoef, so much older. Height, Rafael Carvalho, so much taller. The reach, a 7-inch advantage for Rafael Carvalho. Couldn't be any more different except in style. They're both strikers.
The 11-month wait is over. Main event time, world title time. Let's go.
When you talk about who the crowd's going to be behind, Melvin Manhoef has fought in kickboxing here in Italy, so popular. Crowd really behind him. For reference, that is the number of strikes landed in the first round of the first fight. We just saw it. 1. Oh, he just got over it. 2. Look at the power of Melvin Manhoef, just shrugging up. This is where he wants him.
High poke, and Kevin McDonald tried to get Carvalho to stop. It was almost a half-second too late.
Hey, Carvalho can take a shot. Melvin stepped in, landed it straight down the middle. Knocked Carvalho back about an inch, and he came right forward. Got a lot of fouls tonight. We should rename the show Foul.
Keep it close.
I mean, guys, I can't remember a night. We've had more pokes, more low blows.
So you know you're reaching out a little too, so remember to keep them close. Can you see okay? You ready?
Kevin McDonald, you can hear saying, you're warning Melvin Manhoef, saying you're doing the same thing, so be careful.
Yeah, right there. Stuck the pinky right in his eye.
Fingers closed.
It's a great point by McDonald. I mean, look, turnabout is fair play.
Yeah, they both have that Muay Thai open hand stance.
Yeah, he said you both did it. Let's both fix it and move forward.
Nice yes.
Huge shot. Lands for Melvin.
Both can finish with one shot.
And there's just no setups with Melvin Manhoef. I mean, again, he's been compared to Mike Tyson, but it's so true. Everything is meant to destroy you. He wants to hurt everything. He hits you in the face, he hopes your leg breaks. I mean, he's got bad intentions.
Yeah, doesn't set up with a lot of jabs, doesn't move a whole lot, tends to lead with power shots, either the hook or the right hand.
Carvalho, very smart, using that size, coming right down the middle, attacking the body. Carvalho's even in a little tighter than he needs to be, Jimmy. He's got more range than this. He can take about 4-inch step backwards and still land.
And what he needs to do, too, is pop the jab a little more. He's pawing with it a little bit. He needs to pop his head back a little bit, get him to respect the jab. That'll set everything else up.
We think of Melvin Manhoef going out on his shield, but he's only been knocked out 4 times in the last 10, 12 years. It was just the Robbie Lawler one. Of course, Joe Schilling. 28 of his 30 wins coming by knockout.
I support this strategy. I've always thought Carvalho should try to get him down to the mat. It's hard to do when you're that much taller than a guy. The shorter guy instantly has an advantage in the wrestling because he's hard to get under. Carvalho found a way.
Pops up.
But he's making Melvin use a lot of energy. And Jimmy, that's been a criticism of Melvin from the beginning. It's one of the arguments as to why that first fight was so slow, because he didn't want to exert in a 5-round contest. That was a lot of energy. It worked for Melvin. He's back to his feet, but he may not be the same.
An important thing to keep in mind is, Chael, right now, if I threw you in a wrestling match, you'd be all right. No training, no that. Threw you in a wrestling match, you could go that hard 15, 20 minutes. You've been wrestling your whole life. Melvin Manhoef could do a kickboxing fight right now. Switch it over. If you're built, you're used to kickboxing, grappling costs a lot more energy. If you have a grappler's kind of build, you're used to that. Striking costs you a lot more energy. Take him to the ground where he spends a lot of gas.
That's right, and Carvalho's standing straight up right now. He's got an underhook. He's bringing his hips in nice and tight, and that means Melvin's the one having to pull down, try to fight that arm, use the energy. Very good strategy by Carvalho, and I wondered why he didn't do it in the first fight. I'm not surprised to see him doing it tonight. Good head position. He's just going to take his time. He's just going to burn up some time and burn up some energy. Pushes those hips in. All he has to do right now, Carvalho, is stand up. Everything else is being done by Melvin.
And also, he's keeping Melvin Manhoef where he's not dangerous. Against the fence, backed up, no room to throw. That being said, Manhoef doesn't need a lot of room to throw, but he needs more than this. He just doesn't have the build for those knees, the over to the top elbows, not from this position.
So you said Carvalho was a little too close earlier. There's that spot he doesn't want to be in. This is a good spot. A little farther back using the range is a good spot.
Thank you for saying that. And guys, when I made that point earlier, where my mind was going is I thought, I wonder if Carvalho is going to try to clinch him. It's the only reason a guy with this sizable of a reach advantage would step into a range that's dangerous is if he's planning to come all the way. Melvin catches the knee.
He was looking for that 4 or 5 times in a row, waiting to time it.
And this will be interesting. I've always wondered how good Carvalho's guard game is. He came out of the same city as Anderson Silva. I suspect he's done plenty of training with him. That is purely a guess. I'm curious to see how he does here off of his back.
Right now doing great with the range. He's keeping Manhoef off balance by pushing with his feet, pushing with his hands.
We saw Melvin warming up in the back with a lot of jiu-jitsu, particularly on top. I think he was planning to be here. Right now doing a good job pushing his hips in. He's got one arm trapped. It wouldn't hurt him to just get that free. There he goes.
Remember how calm Carvalho stayed when Brandon Halsey had him in what was it, 2017 10-8 round in that championship fight. Halsey was dominant until Carvalho hit that one shot, but he stayed so calm when he was in the head and arm.
Look how he's doing now. He's holding on, staying patient, trying to get back to his feet. See the end of the round.
A far more interesting round one, but we kind of knew that was coming.
Break.
Here in the first round late this time.
Carvalho again giving up his range, stepping in close, which means he's likely to be wanting to get another takedown.
Very fast with his feet.
Very smart to throw those kicks right up the middle.
Melvin Manhoef generally throws power kicks to the legs. He's not real versatile with his leg attacks.
Melvin Manhoef trying to time that one.
Something happened to the bottom of Melvin Manhoef's mouth when he went to his corner. He was bleeding severely. Might have lost a tooth down there.
Melvin's seeing something he doesn't like. I can't remember his whole career seeing him back up quite this many steps. He really has got to step in, particularly with his body type. He cannot fight on the outside.
His problem not really having a great setup game with the jab, with the lead foot. He has to make these big leaps with the hook or with the right hand to get in range and to attack. And he's waiting for that perfect time. He's not setting it up. Moments like that, he cannot let go. He's got to throw everything in his arsenal when he has Carvalho against the fence.
Right here, Carvalho is just going to hang on this head, make Melvin use as much energy as he can. Knees to the body, great options. Foot stomps are options, making him work. This is the dominant goal right now. And Melvin's still moving well, but Jimmy, you'll notice his hands are already coming a little bit lower. And one thing about him, and Sean talked about earlier with those 4 knockouts, is he does show his chin as he begins to fatigue. And with that body type, you're just going to fatigue a little bit sooner. You trade power for cardio. It's the reality. It's how he was born.
Nice knee. Carvalho moving forward as Manhoef is breathing very, very heavily.
He talked before the first fight about being patient, and he was. He talked before this one about trying not to be as patient, getting back to the old Melvin, which is a blessing and sometimes a curse.
Problem is, the old Melvin was a little bit younger.
Yes. Ironically, there's a good shot.
He's got to attack in those situations, those transitional positions. Right when Carvalho's popping back to his feet, you've got to make him pay, and he hasn't done that yet.
Watch your fingers, Melvin.
McDonald warning again about the fingers. When Manhoef got poked in the eye early in the fight, Kevin McDonald made sure he warned Manhoef as well. We've seen Carvalho do nothing but paw with that right hand.
The problem Manhoef's having is he's not throwing a combination off that overhand shot. Sometimes it's landing, sometimes it's not, but there's nothing behind it. There's not that 2, 3, 4, that set combination that's going to catch Carvalho if the first one doesn't land. All he's seen is that one shot.
Melvin just giving Carvalho a little bit too much space here. At some point, he's going to have to step in. Right now, he needs to trade positions right away. He has his back on the fence, and he's got the taller, seemingly larger man. It just uses too much energy. Stay on the fence if you want, but trade positions, put the champs back up against it for a little bit.
And also, as we discussed before, if you're on it, if you're against the fence and it's equal, you're losing. The other guy's the aggressor.
It's much like the mat. Whoever's back is on the mat, perception-wise, is at the disadvantage.
Now, with their height disparity, the knees of Melvin Manhoef will never mean as much as the knees of Rafael Carvalho.
That's right. I'm seeing the blood coming out of the bottom of Melvin's mouth now that you were talking about earlier.
I think he might have lost a bottom tooth.
Ooh, big shot there by Melvin.
But you see, it's kind of one and done. He throws one and gets out.
That's right. If one will land, so will the second, and so will the third. Melvin usually known for combinations. And again, I think it comes back, guys, to I think he's a little bit intimidated by the 25-minute atmosphere. I think he's purposely conserving energy instead of going, again, with the skills that got him so well known, which is going hard, bringing a storm, and hoping there's nothing left standing.
And Carvalho, I'm impressed, fighting a very smart fight, very versatile fight. I like his angles. I like the way he's using his feet, throwing a lot of different kicks. He's keeping Melvin Manhoef guessing.
The hours that Melvin Manhoef has spent in the cage in his career, how many of them have been spent going backwards? And he has been for 2 rounds here. The champion through 2 rounds, looking like the champion.
It's time. Remember to keep them close for me, all right? Nice. Wait. Let's go.
Guys, again, there's something about Carvalho's pressure. There's something about the way he feints his hips that's making Melvin back up. Melvin's big power shots, historically speaking, in those fights that we've all come to love, have all happened with him coming forward and throwing combinations. We're not seeing him come forward, and we're not seeing those combinations yet. Carvalho right down the middle, kicking to the body. Very smart when you're the longer guy.
And his angles with his feet, in terms of it comes up straight, it goes to legs, it goes high. Very good at changing it up. And Melvin with the high kick.
Yeah,
That's pretty rare.
Am I seeing things, or did Melvin just kick him in the head?
He did. You are not hallucinating, my friend. Now Melvin's got a guy who's taller, but coming forward. A lot of times that plays into a power striker's game, but we keep seeing one and done. One overhand, no combination after. Carvalho too slick, too experienced to fall for something like that, unless he gets reckless. Oh, nice knee.
Big knee.
He's able to pick it up and just drive it right in.
Pushes right back to this position. You know, Melvin hasn't had much of an answer for this. Carvalho gets the underhook, pressures him in. Didn't get a takedown here. Oh.
Stop. Over here.
That grabbed the fence right to stop a takedown.
Well,
You defended that takedown by grabbing the fence.
it's got to be
All right?
more than a warning.
Stay there. Stay back. Mike, taking a point for the fence grab. Yep. Come out here.
Kevin McDonald is such a good referee. He really doesn't need to get a credit. You have to do what he just did. I've seen so many referees break a position to give a guy a warning, which only puts him at an advantage when he was at a disadvantage, pushed into the fence and about to give up a takedown. Excellent call by referee McDonald.
And the reason is he was clearly going down. Look at this outside trip. Right here, outside trip, beautiful, off-bounce, boom, and he would have been gone if he hadn't held onto the fence.
And Jimmy, you'll agree with me, so many referees will break that and then warn the athlete and restart. You must take a point, which is what the referee did.
When there's a clear takedown like that, 100%.
Guys, I'm waiting. I've been waiting for Melvin to finally sense desperation and come forward. Come forward and throw combinations. Having that point taken away just might have signaled that desperation to him.
He just landed a shot on Carvalho, had his back against the fence, and didn't capitalize. He cannot afford to let those opportunities go.
Melvin getting his back on the fence, starting to work his way to his feet. Carvalho needs to pull those legs out from under him, start to get Melvin away from the fence.
It's just hard to hold position. It's a guy built like Melvin Manhoef, powerful, explosive. Really worked to keep that guy down. It's a good position to do it in, kind of a wrestling ride.
Melvin doing a great job of getting both of his hands on one of Carvalho's. If Carvalho can get that free, he can just start swinging. He's got wrist control on one side. He's got his legs trapped, got him pinned on the fence. It's an excellent ground and pound position, but Melvin knows it, and he's keeping that hand nice and tight.
But he has to do more than just hold. He's got to open that window and get out. Use it. Right now he's not. He's just holding on. That won't save him.
How does he do it?
Well, not like that. What you have to do is if you have a 2-on-1, you turn it into a duck under, you open the wrist, do whatever you can to get that arm up and get that pressure off you. Then you can explode up.
Carvalho keeping these hips covered here. He knows he's got to stay on top. The onus right now is on Manhoef. Carvalho is going to win this and continue to rack up points, continue to chalk this round off, of which he already succeeded in having a point taken away from Melvin.
Getting into desperation territory here.
Yeah, the championship rounds are going to be desperation rounds for Melvin Manhoef, because he's going to be down 3 rounds to none plus the point deduction.
Melvin wants to turn and face him, get that right arm to an underhook. There he goes. And now trade positions. He hasn't had a sense of urgency in this position. He's had his back up against the fence. He really needs to rotate, put the champ on the fence for a little bit, or break away and get back into the open.
Go, guys.
For all this time, Rafael Carvalho has had to listen to the conversation about the fight, with the sympathy going towards Melvin Manhoef when he still had the title that nobody was respecting. They'll respect this performance.
Stop.
Break. Guys taking a little break here. Good job by the referee.
Stay here.
Kevin McDonald's been outstanding.
10 seconds.
Melvin Manhoef needs something huge, but if anyone's capable of it, it's Melvin Manhoef.
All right, guys, round 4. Come on.
Have to go 10-8 in the third, right, Jimmy?
Have to go 10-8 in the third. So far, a wipeout for Carvalho. So far, it's 30-26. Melvin Manhoef cannot hope to win this one in a decision. No way.
Lead knee there by Carvalho. He snuck a few of those in tonight. He's also been using his feet, we call it teep, to kick Melvin right in the stomach. Melvin not showing wincing or any pain, but I'm wincing for him. I'm telling you guys, that hurts. Melvin coming forward now. One of the first times of the night. This is what Melvin does so well. If there's ever an opportunity spot in this fight so far, it's right now.
And there might not be another one. He's got to know that.
And he's just not pulling the trigger, doing it now. But had him against the fence and wasn't throwing.
He's looking for the one shot.
And he is. Unfortunately, most of the time, it's the third or fourth shot that puts a guy out. And Rafael Carvalho, you know, we remember the Halsey fight, but generally he's not a one-and-done kind of fighter. He's a combination guy. He doesn't knock you out with one shot. He's used to having to throw a lot. Melvin Manhoef isn't used to having to throw this much to get a guy out there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And Melvin now doing a good job. He's digging to the body. And the other thing that I like that's doing is it's driving him forward. Melvin has his motion going forward. That's when he's at his most dangerous. For over 16 minutes, we just haven't seen that tonight, but we're seeing it right now, and Melvin's looking pretty good. I will concede it doesn't look as though he's about to stop this fight, but if there's any opportunity, and I think we all agree he's probably going to need a stoppage now, particularly with that point deduction in the last round. He's got to do it by going forward.
And in this round 4, start looking for it. All those knees to the gut, all the body attacks, that's when you start really feeling them. See if Manhoef slows down in the second half of this round. That lead knee, man, has been great. Rafael Carvalho just aims it right at the gut, drives it on through.
Carvalho's really shown some great offensive skills. Everybody at home is able to see that. What I feel like maybe some people aren't able to see is how good he is defensively. Melvin's put some very big shots on him, and Carvalho gets his hand up just in time. He rolls with it just in time. He steps off with his footwork just in time. We've been criticizing Melvin for not getting a combination, getting 2 and 3 and 4 shots off. The other side of that coin is Carvalho changes things on him. As soon as one shot lands, Carvalho steps off. All of a sudden, that target's not there anymore. There's a big shot by Melvin.
But none of them land cleanly. He's been able to deflect enough of them that he's still in it. He's able to take most of the impact with his gloves. He's got to unload.
Manhoef's best round by far.
try to do? Change it up, make it a head kick. Melvin Manhoef never saw it coming.
Watch how he's changing elevation, guys. Manhoef didn't know if he was going to shoot, which he's done many times, kick him to the body, Jimmy, to your point, which he's done all night long. He changes elevation. He springs right back up. The one spot that Melvin didn't have protected because he lowered those hands to protect that shot was his head, and that's exactly where the champ was headed.
His voice had the sound of vindication.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the end comes suddenly. Official time, 3 minutes, 15 seconds into round number 4. The winner by knockout and still Bellator Middleweight World Champion, the blessed Rafael Carvalho.